Welcome to episode 238 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer, my co-host.
Also known as the other host.
Yeah, that's true.
Co-host.
You think co sounds like you're sharing the workload. If you just say host and then host, it sounds more powerful.
It does. I also think calling me a co-host is probably unfair because I don't think we share the workload. I'm pretty sure you probably do more.
You co-host this, though.
I do co-host it, yes. I guess I don't co-produce. I guess I don't have any producer credits or director credits.
Executive producer credits.
There you go.
Yeah. I like that. Maybe I should start doing a credit section at the end. It's just me and you on different stuff.
We can read it.
Yeah, right. It's just us on everything. It's not a bad idea.
Credit words too.
All right. So what's going on with you?
Not much. Played some Fortnite this week. I cooked some chicken.
You said casually like you played some Fortnite, but you played a lot of Fortnite.
I played a fair amount of Fortnite. I probably played 16 hours.
That's a lot of Fortnite, though.
Yeah, I played a fair amount.
You're over 40 hours probably at this point.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. That's easy. Let's see, I took Friday off of work to do some chicken cooking for a party, which was is always a good time. Plus,
cooked a lot of chicken.
Plus, you make money. Plus, you get free beer.
How much chicken are we talking?
120 pieces.
That's a lot of chicken.
So, not bad. Did 120 pieces of chicken, and then we did like 60 wings as appetizers. So, and what else did I do? Oh, did I play anything else? Yeah, I'm going to pick up the Long Dark in Tacoma. I hope. Maybe. Which I'm sure you're surprised I haven't talked about yet. Which it's possible we may talk about at some point in this podcast. Spoiler alert.
There's a chance that we'll talk about it in this podcast.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Tacoma looks cool. There's a lot coming out, which we're going to get into.
That's coming later.
I've also played a fair amount of Fortnite. I'm not nearly the 16 hours that you've done in this week, probably. I'm probably somewhere around 8 to 10 hours because I'm still jumping back and forth with Rocket League.
I played some Rocket League this week.
Yeah, Rocket League had a weird, not an update, but I guess a server-side update. They actually unlocked where you can now trade in very rare boost trails and above.
Excellent.
They had a bunch of cool stuff. Yep. You can get. I got some painted cars. They look pretty legit.
Now, to be fair, that part's awesome, but there is an even better part to this update, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that counts, and that's the one we're really going to dig into a little bit.
That's the one that we want to talk about. Let me hit everybody with the "If you've never been here before" segment.
Go for it.
Welcome to the official Gamestitch Podcast. We get together each week. We talk about all the nerdy video game stuff that we love. We wrap it around all the bullshit that we like to talk about. And we hope that you enjoy it. If you do, head over to patreon.com. Toss us a couple bones. That won't get you there, actually. Head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch.
I wasn't going to say anything, but...
Or, you know what? Maybe you go to patreon.com, you see everything else that's there, and then you search for us. We're not the only good content up there, but we're the one that I was trying to tell you about.
We're the most important one to us.
Right. If you don't have any money to toss us, that's cool, too. You can always just tell your friends about us. That helps us out. Let other people know about the show. Spread the word like a podcast STD, you know?
Like a bird is the word.
I don't know what that means.
You ever heard that song?
I don't think so.
No? It's... Bird is the word. You never heard that?
I'm
man,
sure I have not.
It's classic. It's a classic. It's a classic beat song.
I don't think I've heard it. Maybe I've heard it. Maybe just not your rendition.
Oh, you've heard my rendition. That's
maybe I've not heard.
Because that's the song.
The official. That's straight off the soundtrack.
Yeah, pretty much. More or less. Can't tell the difference if you don't listen too close.
Right. Anyways, we post every Monday 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world.
We're global.
I promise the rest of this podcast will be better. I'm confident in that.
I don't know. I don't see that we've had a problem so far. Because
I sent people to patreon.com.
That's fine. It's cool. It's a cool site.
It is. It's less specific than what I was looking for, though.
I understand. Here's the thing: is you say you hope it gets better. That you're pretty sure this podcast is going to get better. I say it's good as is because it's you and I, and it's ours, and we can make it. It's better no matter what, and if that's just how it goes because it's ours. We can do whatever we want to. This is our domain. We are gods in this world.
Because we're co-hosting.
Right.
We're co-hosting.
Or we're hosting and hosting.
Yeah, right. We're dual hosting. Co just cut you in half. Sounds like neither one are
really doing anything.
Getting out. Yeah, right. Just a co.
Yeah, I get it. Dog's barking. By the way, I don't know if you can hear that.
I do hear that. Special appearance.
It is, which is every fucking week apparently.
So back to this Rocket League thing. Like I said, it's not news, but I want to cover it. They did an update, and this is good news. They did an update that they're trying to handle some of the toxicity chat environment. I hate to go as far as say community, because I think the people that are toxic are not part of the community.
I agree.
But when you're playing in the chat, people get out of hand.
Quite a bit. Out of hand might be an understatement. These people say things that if they were in front of your face, if they were in school, it would get them suspended.
Yes. If they said it in public, like in a public space, they would be punched.
Possibly beat down on camera with no fucks to give.
Yeah, in a public forum, yes, they'd be beat, potentially at least hospital bound, potentially to death.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. Depending on.
But these people would never
issues.
say these things in public because they hide behind their PS4 or their PC or their Xbox One or their Switch or whatever platform they're on. They hide behind that because they can.
And we've talked about the anonymity of it before, so it's not really a surprise.
Rocket League's done an update, so they're doing auto bans based off of keywords.
Ban
they
hammer.
Publish a list, Even if they did, we wouldn't read it to you because that'd be weird.
Yeah.
But they've got a list of keywords that they're looking for, and if you use one of them, you're auto banned.
It's important.
No one needs to report you. No one needs to hear it. No one needs to read it.
Yep. It's essentially the servers. They have probably some sort of AI set up, or some something in the system set up to immediately detect these words and ban that person.
Yeah, I like this. It's
Me too. It's nice.
It's like a system, like a tiered version of an auto ban. So I think the first one's like 15 minutes, and then it's like a couple hours, maybe a day, and then I think the fourth one's like a perma ban. So if you lose your cool and you accidentally drop something that you're not supposed to drop, you're not banned forever. They stop doing it. 15 minutes. Think about your life. Get your shit together. Be a human. And but if you keep doing it, I love the fact that you can be banned for life.
Yeah, you might never be able to play again because you're an asshole and don't deserve it.
Right. And maybe this costs Psyonix some of their player base, but that's okay. Those people need to go.
Yeah, they're not helping anything.
Right. They're toxic just for being toxic. We jumped in a match the other day, and we had been in like 20 seconds, and someone, I don't even know if you were on still, someone I don't know, who I'd never seen before, directly calls me out, calls me a bitch. No reason.
Just cause?
Yeah.
Did you score on them or anything?
Oh yeah, I went insane.
Well, that's why.
No, I hadn't at that point.
Oh.
We were 2 seconds into the match.
Wow. Yeah,
I
don't know why people think that's okay.
Right, so I have my chat disabled, you have yours disabled. I was playing with Howard and Patman. Howard had his disabled at the time, and Patman leaves his on. He's a calm guy. He doesn't care.
Right.
So it starts. It's counting down. I don't even think we haven't even gone yet. Like it's 3, 2, 1. On the 2, he hits my tech. That's my PSN. My tech is a bitch.
Huh.
We don't even know each other.
Right.
What did I do? I mean, a fine ass ride. Maybe you're jealous about that. But but besides that, what did I do? Why are you attacking me? Now, I didn't take it personal, but I did want to showcase what I've been working on for the last 2 years.
Right. So did you? Did you?
Oh yeah.
Run the gamut?
Yeah, I think I had 3 goals, 4 saves, 2 assists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I went off, and I scored the first 3 goals, and
so who's the bitch now?
Yeah. See, so I took the higher road. I did turn chat back on because I wanted to see this reaction as we were whooping that ass.
Uh-huh.
It got real quiet.
Oh, he had nothing to say all of a sudden.
He did at first, but then he kind of dropped it. But at the end, I simply just said, LOL, GG. Because I felt like that was enough.
Right, because
he understand what a joke the whole thing was. And I still wanted to say good game, even though he was a prick. Because I'm a bigger person.
Well, good for you.
The LOL is everything it needed to have in it.
Yeah.
Like, what a dick.
Right.
So hopefully that'll help some. I'm sure bitch is not one of those words, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It gets way worse than that.
Oh, yeah, that's very minor.
Yes.
That's like using the word the in a sentence.
Yeah.
in the dump that is the chat in Rocket League.
It's weird too for such a laid back, like, fun game.
Yeah, it's not really a game that should breed that.
Right. It's just so many people. I mean, you can jump on there, be 100,000 people. You get any 100,000 people together, there's some bad eggs.
Yeah, there's some assholes.
And then you let them hide behind their controller, then they're really going to be assholes. So, I don't know. Pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Works out well.
So that was just an extra story, not actually part of the news. Let's jump into the actual headlines of the week.
Sure. Let's get it.
So I'm going to do something that we don't typically do, but we're getting into the nitty-gritty of the year. There's a lot of stuff coming out, and I personally keep forgetting all the games that are coming out that I want to buy.
Oh, there's a metric shit ton.
Right. So for the first time, we're actually going to run through what's coming out in August. And this is something that I plan to do for the rest of the year. So we'll do August, September, October, November, December. Maybe not December. It just depends.
It's important to note also at this point, keep in mind the date of when this comes out, because some of these have already come out.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind that, no, we weren't supposed to say this last week or the week before. We did it this way on purpose because it's our show and we can do what we want.
Yeah, we don't usually give you the new releases because you can get that info anywhere. But with so many games coming out and so many different lists, I just kind of wanted to go through them. Now, I did pull this list from GameSpot.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's incomplete or you don't like it, then let them know in their comment section.
All right.
So the stuff that's already out, the Long Dark, Patapon Remastered, and Tacoma, those are all already out as of this recording. And by the time you get this, there's going to be some other stuff just right there on the cusp.
Yep, we got Black Hole. These are released on August 8th, by the way. We've got Black Hole, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Lawbreakers, and the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2.
I'll tell you, Hellblade getting some pretty positive looks.
Yeah, it is.
Our friend Garrett purchased a PS4 to play Hellblade.
He's super excited for it.
Yeah. It looks creepy as hell.
It is. It's supposed to be some sort of psychological, or like a travel through the psychological aspect of something. I know some about it and not a whole lot. I am looking forward to it. It's important to note that this is actually something that they're trying to kick off with a new system, so to speak. This game's only coming out at $30. That doesn't mean it's not a full experience. That does not mean that it's not going to be good. That's not to say that it is going to be good, but it's not to say that it's not. It has nothing to do with anything, but because it's going to be released digital only, they're trying to look for a kind of that mid-tier level rather than have to charge for a full AAA game. And this is something that they're actually hoping to jumpstart, and so be the first to start a trend of us seeing more and more of that. So just keep that in mind, that if this game does interest you, don't be turned off by the $30 price tag. That's actually irrelevant to what the game is going to be.
And then the Ninja Theory has some videos out there where they kind of explain what they're trying to exist in an area that right now that is not very populated in that mid-tier game, but mid-tier in price, not in quality. And you can watch them explain it. They do a better job than we do, but this is the same thing you're seeing with Knack 2, the same thing you're seeing with Everybody's Golf. These games that are coming out not at full price, but they're still a full experience. So I hope this catches on. I don't think it has to be digital only, but I hope it catches on.
I don't mind digital only. I think digital only helps to justify that a little bit more. Rather, I understand how you love physical. I do understand that, but I think it's hard to justify that price point if you're having to print out so many copies.
So I guess and we're going to jump into it coming up soon. I guess I would like to see when they don't do a physical release, they'll hook up with limited run games and still put out something that way. Same thing for like the Lawbreakers Collector's Edition. That's how you get it. Lawbreakers is a digital game.
Right.
But the Collector's Edition is physical. You can get that through limited run.
It's also the only way, actually, what we've got coming up as well.
Yeah, so, I like that they're hooking up with places like that to do those games that weren't going to get a physical release, because there are people who want to hold it, have it, love it, all those things. So by doing small batches like that, they can kind of keep it in a price point that makes sense. So, yeah, I don't know. Lawbreakers is an interesting one, too.
I don't know that I'm sold on it.
Everyone that I hear talk about it, like, the worst thing I've heard about it is it's okay.
Right.
But the best thing I've heard about it is it's okay.
Right.
Like, I haven't heard anything good. I haven't heard anything bad. People are playing it and they're like, yeah, it's all right. But it's not blowing anybody's mind. So, Cliffy B.
It's not completely turning them off to the experience either.
Cliffy B understands, I think, for the most part, what people enjoy as far as the gameplay aspect.
Yeah.
So I think even if it's not there, I think it'll get there, and I think it'll build a community. So it'll be interesting to see what that one does. Yeah. Moving on to the next week, August 11th, we have Night Trap, 25th anniversary. Now, this is for the physical release only, and it is available through Limited Run. If you've never bought anything through Limited Run, the way it works is they will set a date. This is when you're going to be able to pre-order this game. This is when it goes on sale. And there are only so many. They do 2 waves. They sell 75% of them in the first wave, and then later that day they come back with a second wave and sell the remaining 25%.
Yep.
That's it. That's all there are. When they're gone, they're gone. And my experience with Limited Run, I've bought several games through them, but my experience is you have less than 30 minutes on bigger titles.
Right.
If you want them. The cool thing about Limited Run is if you've ever bought anything through them, they constantly email you every time a game's getting ready to go on sale, the first batch and the second batch. So you do kind of have a heads up that it's going to happen.
Yep.
But with Night Trap, because Night Trap has that lineage, people love it, people want it for whatever reason. Same reason I want it. You're probably going to need to be refreshing the page if you want it.
Constantly.
Yeah. This is going to probably be hard to get. I'm excited about the cover art. It's fucking fantastic, too. I can't wait. You played Night Trap?
Yes, years ago.
I can't wait to play that game. I think I want to stream it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. That's not a promise. I think I'd like to, though. Get help from the people watching. So we also have Sudden Strike 4 and Agents of Mayhem. Or Sudden Strike 4 on the 11th. Yep. Then we shift to the 15th, which is the same week, I think. Is that the same week? Is that next week? Anyways... On there, now this is, so far, just to recap where I'm at, I'm going to get Night Trap. If I can't get the physical, I'll just get it digital. It comes out at a later time, but I'll just get that.
Right.
Then we're getting into the 15th here, Agents of Mayhem, City Skylines, Matterfall, Nidhogg 2.
Well, I know you're getting Nidhogg.
Getting Nidhogg 2, getting City Skylines. But we're not even finished for the 15th. We also have Sudden Strike 4, Sonic Mania, Observer, and the digital copy of Night Trap a week later. Yep. So I'm definitely going to get Night Trap, definitely going to get Nidhogg, definitely going to get City Skylines, and I'll tell you, Sonic Mania looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not getting Sonic Mania.
As a Sonic guy growing up, Sonic Mania looks like what Sonic should have been doing.
Well, then we come to the week of August 22nd. And on August 22nd, we have The Escapists 2, Chromagun, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series, Episode 3, Mages of Mystralia, Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, White Day, A Labyrinth Named School, and that's it for the 22nd.
So, probably going to do The Escapists 2. Had a ton of fun with the first one. Definitely going to do Uncharted.
Lost Legacy, yeah.
And then we've got a short little period here with the 25th. F1 2017, Madden NFL 18, and Absolver.
No, Absolver is not.
No, just Madden.
Yeah,
okay.
Just those
then
two.
The floodgates break loose.
Yep. Listen to all these. Listen to all of these. Jesus. Okay, this is starting on August 29th. We've got Absolver, Ark, Survival Evolved, Everybody's Golf, Hello Neighbor, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Pillars of Eternity, the Complete Edition, Redout, Resident Evil Revelations, Warriors All-Stars, Windjammers, XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, and Yakuza Kiwami. Good
Insane.
Lord.
Let me tell you what, developers, if you're making a game, don't put it out August 29th.
Yep.
Everybody else is.
We would just stop.
And we'll close out the month with August 31st with Life is Strange Before the Storm. But the 29th, I mean, just scrolling back up and looking at the 29th,
There's
Everybody's Golf,
mm-hmm.
Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I really kind of want Windjammers. I had a lot of fun with that beta, but if no one else is buying it, then I probably won't get it. But I'm definitely getting those two. And I watched some gameplay for Hello Neighbor. That game is fucking weird and sort of interesting. It's have you seen anything on this?
I have not, no.
So it's procedurally generated. You have a house. Across the street is your neighbor's house.
Hello Neighbor. Get it?
Your job, every neighbor you have is hiding something. Your job is to go in, discover what they're hiding behind their basement door. But it's not as simple as walking in and going there. You might have to find keys. You might have to do something. But the house, because it's always different, you have to be careful when you're going through it because maybe you knock a vase over and let the neighbor know that you're in the house.
Gotcha.
The neighbor, it's got idle mode, it's got hunt mode, and it's got attack mode. So idle mode is just living his normal life, but when he hears something, he goes into hunt mode, looking to see if someone's in the house. In attack mode, he's chasing you. And you're running in and out of doors in a house you don't know, and he does.
Right.
And the goal is to discover everything that is hidden there without being captured. And then if you do, it starts another neighbor.
So this is like a stalker sim.
Yeah, but so you never play as the neighbor, though. You're always the neighbor going. You're never the bad neighbor.
Right.
And the bad neighbor is not another person. It's AI.
Now, just because they have a secret, does that necessarily make them bad?
I don't think so. But in this case, because they have a mode that's called attack, when they come after you, they're bad. No one good attacks.
Actually...
But you are a home intruder.
If you're intruding in their home...
Yeah.
If there's something wrong if they don't attack.
But this game it's first person and it looks creepy. It's cartoony, but it's creepy. Like the video I watched, he turned the corner and bumped into an end table and knocked a vase off, and you could hear the footsteps coming down the stairs after he did it. And I was like, fuck. And I wasn't even playing. And then, of course, he starts being chased, and he's flying in and out of doors, but he doesn't know where anything goes, turns down the wrong hallways, gets caught. But the game looks pretty neat. So that's a maybe for me. But that one's only on PC and Xbox One. It's not coming to PS4 yet.
Right.
So I don't know. But maybe not as much for you in the month of August. I see a couple games I think you'll probably get. But yeah, August is crazy for me.
It is crazy for you. I haven't got The Long Dark yet, but I want it.
Yeah. What about Tacoma? I'm surprised you haven't jumped on that. I'm surprised you haven't jumped on the Tacoma, of course, from Fulbright, the Gone Home guys.
The Gone Home guys. Yeah. I do. I want Tacoma. That I'm going to get Lost Legacy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
What about Night Trap? Are you on?
Not as much.
Yeah.
But I'll probably get the digital version. I don't need the physical version. I'll probably get the digital version and play that. And of course, without a doubt, I'll be getting Uncharted Lost Legacy. And then the big one for this month is obviously Life is Strange Before the Storm for me.
And though we're not doing it at the very beginning of September, Knack 2 is coming out too, so that's more money for me.
Uh-huh. I didn't realize it was only couch co-op.
Oh, it's not online?
I don't think so.
Oh, I didn't realize that either. I thought you could do multiplayer.
I'm pretty sure that's what I read this week. And that upset me a little bit.
Yeah, I thought we could play that together.
That's what I wanted.
You and I, one of the few people who enjoyed our Knack experience.
Right.
Actually, that's not true. Knack is like a sleeper. Everybody talks shit about Knack, but whenever they talk about it, people kind of like it because they're like, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It
wasn't.
It was decent for what it was.
It was like I'm not going to say Pixar because that's probably giving it too much credit. It was like a DreamWorks, though.
Yeah.
Animated movie, and it was good. It was fun. The characters are silly and goofy, and their proportions aren't right, and it was
a fun time. Yeah, it was a fun time.
So, August, let us know what you're looking forward to. Podcast@Gamestitch.com if you want to email us or hit us up on Twitter. It's a packed month.
Busy month, yeah.
packed. Let's jump into some other headlines. This next one is bizarre. So we all remember the fiasco that was No Man's Sky.
All the hype.
No matter where you land on it, we enjoyed our time with it. Some people didn't. Either way, it's very obvious there was some mixed messaging at the beginning of this game.
It was a huge hype train.
So it came out and people got upset. They've done some updates. The game has quietly existed, and they've quietly updated it. Which is, I think it's a smart thing to do when you had a game that was overhyped and all that. You just slowly try to make it what people want it to be or what your original vision was or whatever.
And then you go and do something like this.
They have scrapped that plan. They have scrapped the quietly come out and do something plan for an ARG game that people have quietly been playing since June. Well, it's not quiet anymore.
Nope.
It's catching wind, catching fire, whatever they call it.
People
fire. Are noticing. You catch wind too, like if you're on a sailboat, though?
You can catch wind, but it doesn't have, it's not, it means something different.
I think it's the same thing when you catch wind or catch fire.
It's not.
If you're catching wind, or it's catching wind, people are excited about this because the internet can't stand to not know something.
Right.
So the subreddit started going crazy. Some news outlets started running it, and then this week they switched on a live stream on Twitch. It's got some weird name. It is Walking Titan. That's the ARG.
Walking Titan.
So if you go there, you see, as of this recording, now as of Monday, it could all be blown, but as of this recording, when you go there, you see like 3 screens. They have static on them. They say like, real generic, like, data corrupted or whatever. They just say things like, running program. There's nothing there though. There's a hamster cage with a hamster in it. There's Post-its all over, and there's some machines that don't look familiar to me.
Right.
It's obviously a setup, that they've got this in a room somewhere with a camera pointed at it on purpose. And the internet is really losing their shit now. Because what does it all mean?
Fucking minds because they don't know what it is.
What does it all mean? When is that hamster being fed? What's really going on here? And Hello Games is being pretty hush-hush. A lot of people think that the 9th of August, the 1-year anniversary of No Man's Sky, you're going to get these answers.
Right.
But everyone thinks all of this is pointing to a giant, massive, girthy No Man's Sky update that will fundamentally change what that game is.
Walking Titan sounds like a mech to me.
It does sound like a mech. Is it becoming Gundam? Probably not.
No.
I don't know.
Highly unlikely. I don't know what it means. It could be any number of things.
We talked about this before the podcast. The weird part about this is a lot of the train wreck that became the launch of No Man's Sky was due to the amount of hype and build-up that game had. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure at Hello Games they attribute a lot of that to that hype.
And so they decided to hype.
This is so weird. They must be really confident in whatever they're about to do.
Right.
To feel like this is an okay idea.
Well, this kind of, especially with this kind of hype, like what they're doing, whatever they're planning has got to be huge. And like you said before, it does. I think it does need to be something that fundamentally changes what No Man's Sky is. Because it's the only way to make... Because they already lost out on that hype train, and some would argue that they didn't deserve a second chance at it again. And yet they've taken the second chance to re-hype. Well, if you throw out some shit after all of this, you definitely don't get a third chance. That's game over at that point.
So I'm just looking at the stream right now, the live stream. 3,000 people just sitting on this static image, more or less.
Watching it.
It says phase 2 end on one of the computers. The other one says terminal command start sunrise.int. The other monitor says sleep mode. Then there's a logo on the fourth, the No Man's Sky logo on the fourth one. And the middle one has got these little white orbs that are circling. There's some audio looking boards, what looks like a speaker, a Rubik's Cube, and a hamster that says feed Mr. N at 3 a.m. So that's when he's getting fed again, 3 a.m. But it's also bizarre because, like we were saying, like I don't know
what.
I don't know what, and I don't know why, unless you are just supremely confident. I mean, this game, I remember everybody saying this game's going to be $8 in a discount bin. It's still not. It's still like $40.
Yeah.
Like, No Man's Sky has not given up on this. Hello Games has not given up.
And Sony hasn't given up, obviously.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what this happens. So keep your eyes peeled if you care about No Man's Sky. Or even if you don't.
I would take a special look on the 8th or 9th.
Yeah. I think so, too. Or if you don't have time, check out the subreddit for it. It's insane right now over there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of theories and conspiracies, and it's definitely full.
Speaking of mysterious conspiracies, Death Stranding showed off some new tech, and they've got fancy-looking fog.
All right.
This isn't a news story, but why I have it on here is because this is a news story everywhere. Right. Kojima is
huge.
Is at such an elite status that he can show off fog and get time on every single news outlet out there for video games.
And not just that, but they only have nothing but good things to say about it. Only seeing fog.
Mm-hmm. Good looking fog.
And it's amazing. This is some great looking fog.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
impressive fog.
When it comes to Kojima, that's news.
So I guess the reason that I wanted to, not just I want to be a part of things, so I was like, let me see this fog, but also to know this is running on the same engine as Horizon.
Yes.
I wanted to see what that engine could do, taken out of the world of Horizon, and see what that looks like. I forget that engine name, and I don't think I put it in here. I didn't, but you can look it up. Anyways, it's running on their engine. I forget the name of it right now. But basically, it's pre-computed atmospheric scattering model with analytic height fog. And that means nothing to any of us, but apparently that's some fog technology that we have not seen before.
Right.
Is basically what's happening here. And what a bizarre news story. What a bizarre game. And what a bizarre amount of responsibility when fog can get you headlines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hope this game doesn't suck because...
Okay. Now you've got to make sure everything else stands up to the level of the fog.
Yeah, there's no room for error here. The Nintendo Switch had an update come out this week. Some people, this is 3.0.1. A lot of people had battery issues after the last update. It's with the indicator for the battery not showing the correct amount. I have not had this issue, but if you do, Nintendo's got a super complicated ass way to fix it, which was made available in this update. You can see the whole thing, but basically what you have to do is totally run your Switch down, charge it to 100%, totally run it down, charge it to 100%, and it could take up to 6 times of doing this for the battery indicator to match the actual charge of the system.
That seems fun.
I don't know why that would be how you had to fix it, but it's basically. I think people were saying the entire process takes 6. You could have to repeat the entire process 6 times, so it could take you over 6 hours to fix this.
Gotcha.
Or something crazy like that. It's more than that because it's like 3 hours to run it fully down. I mean, it's like hours and hours to fix this. I saw total numbers, so like 31 hours or something if you wanted to totally go through this. Also, just don't run your Switch all the way down all the time, and it doesn't matter what it shows versus what it has.
Right.
Charge that shit. And Nintendo, fix this in a better way and stop being douchebags. So, that's our Nintendo Minute.
Our Nintendo Minute.
Yeah. Nin Minute.
Nintendo Minute.
Yeah, Nin Minute.
What?
Or Nin Minute. Nintendo Minute.
Nin Minute?
Nin Minute. Or the new Nintendo Minute. If Nintendo's naming
it. Go with Nin Minute. Yeah, Nin Minute is...
I thought so.
If you're going to go with some funky bullshit, then go with that.
Do you care about Crash Bandicoot?
No.
A lot of people do.
There are a lot of people that do.
A lot of people do. Out of nowhere, the Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy has topped pretty much every chart that exists.
Yeah.
And
it's huge.
It is huge. And it's weird because I don't understand this. I loved Crash Bandicoot back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't have a desire to go back. I've heard weird things about the way you fall is different, and so it's changed some of the timing. But
the difficulty is supposed to be harder too, is my understanding. They made it more difficult.
So you can read the actual sales data if you care about any of that. Basically, it was on there for 2 days, and somehow it managed to win June when it comes to NPD with 2 days of sales. So I mean, I don't even know what to say here other than hope you want more Crash.
Yeah. And I hope you want more remasters.
You understand that Activision owns Crash.
And you know what they do.
Spend money on it, we'll force feed you for the next 12 years.
That's right.
So get ready for your Crash, because it's coming.
One every year.
And I got to think, so this was a timed exclusive, my understanding. I got to think you start seeing this pop up on Xbox One and on Switch, and there's even more money to be made on Crash. And then it's floodgates. Activision will Activision it. He'll be in the new Call of Duty. He'll be everywhere. He'll be the celebrity in the new Call of Duty. Will be Crash Bandicoot.
He'll be the main villain.
He'll have his jorts on, and he'll just be raising hell, collecting peaches, antique mask, and just getting it done. So you did this to yourself, is what I want everyone to know.
Right, it's your fault. Right, exactly.
Right. More remastered, because, I mean, Activision even said, like, we're going to look at other games that we can maybe remaster. Great.
Wonderful.
Great. Perfect. I will take another Crash Tag Team Racing, though.
You will, huh?
Yeah, I'll let that slide. Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing.
There's no tag in there.
There's a tag.
I think it's Crash Team.
There might be a tag.
Crash Team Racing. CTR.
Well, there's a tag in something with Crash, though.
Maybe it's Crash Tag Team Racing. That doesn't sound right. Mario Kart Double Dash.
No, that's not a tag. That's a double.
The main character in Mod Nation's name was Tag.
Yeah, no. I don't mean that either. Just move on to the next
6
story.
degrees of separation.
Jesus Christ. Just go.
This Friday the 13th, Dan's favorite game of the year.
I don't know about game of the year. I have to get back
sold
to it,
nearly 2 million copies, coming in at 1.8 according to Gun Media. And they've fixed some of the problems that Dan spoke about passionately on this podcast. And when I say they fixed it, they say they fixed it.
I have had no problems since.
And it's running. The reason this story needed to be on here is because finally
clouds
have moved.
What did I find for you, Ryan? What did I find for you?
The clouds have all disappeared. The light from the heavens have shined through. They're doing a physical copy of this game. That's not what matters about this story. I mean, they're doing one. That's great. You know I love physical. What matters is that the physical edition, which comes out for $40, will release on Friday, October 13th. Thank God someone finally realized how this works. We've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
You've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I could give a shit.
For a long time.
But you've been waiting, and I saw the story. I was like, oh my God, I need to send this. Ryan, this has to go out in the news this week because I'm so sick of your bitching. This might shut you up.
While someone says, I've got this awesome horror game, when would you think would be a good time to release it? And someone's like, March. The scariest, spookiest month of them all.
Have you ever seen the movie Leprechaun?
We're not talking about Leprechaun. We're talking about October, Halloween, the time people want to be spooked. People want to be spooked in Halloween.
Some people like to be spooked all year round.
You could play it anytime you want after it comes out in October.
See, the problem is that yes, but there are people that live for Halloween, so they need to have something to curb their Jones for the scary Halloween stuff in March and in June or July. They need to have that, so it's perfectly fair.
It's not.
It does make perfect sense. The fact that this is Friday the 13th, yes, it should be released on Friday the 13th. It works out even better because, yes, it's in October, the month of Halloween this year.
Right.
However, it is by no means a necessity for all horror games.
Disagree.
I know you do. I don't care. You're wrong.
Well, so like stuff like Silent Hill that could come out whenever, Resident Evil. I mean, I know they're not spooky anymore, but
Friday.
Those are fine. They can come out. Friday the 13th is Halloween.
It is not. Halloween is Halloween.
Yeah, but it's like that time. It's when you get together and you watch those things.
The Friday the 13th movies they didn't release at Halloween time.
But that's when people watch them. It's part of the month. You're part of the problem.
No, I'm
People
not
like
part
you.
of the problem. I
Part
am
of the problem.
I am a realist, and I understand how
But
and I
finally,
understand that Friday the 13th is still relevant in March.
Somebody listened to the podcast.
You're wrong.
Where I went on a rant and said, "How did you miss Friday the 13th in October?"
You're wrong.
How, Gun Media?
They didn't.
And they said, "We're sorry. We're going to make this right. We're going to give a physical edition for you, and it's going to come out Friday, October the 13th." And praise the heavens. Finally, a horror game understands.
Now, here's my question. You kind of have the confluence of a perfect storm here, so it worked out well. But what if the only Friday the 13th this year was like in December?
Yeah, anytime in October would have been acceptable.
Would it be should it be released on Friday the 13th, or should it be released in October?
October. I covered that whenever I went on my rant before. October. Now, it just so happened that this was the perfect year for it to come out.
You're wrong.
But anytime in October would have
That's fine.
done.
That's fine.
I'm not wrong. It sold 1.8. It would have sold double that if it came out in October.
Agree to disagree.
Double that, Gun Media. You hear me? Double.
Agreed.
It won't now
Not
because
true.
it's got a lot of negative stuff tied to
That's not even
launch
true.
of the game.
Don't listen to this
Double.
guy.
4 million
He
copies.
doesn't even like movies. He doesn't even like watching movies.
I don't need to know when to
Wrong.
make a
You're
smart
wrong.
business decision.
You're wrong.
I'm going to put out St. Patrick's Day in November because people like St. Patrick's Day even in November. Fuck off.
Right.
Fuck off, everybody. October.
St. Patrick's Day is different than Halloween.
No, it's
Just
not.
so
People
it
love
is. It
People
is.
love it. You can't just do whatever you want. You have to.
It is.
This makes sense for marketing.
What
You
about
should
that?
have
They
done
put out a number of Christmas movies in the middle of summer,
That's stupid too.
like Lethal Weapon, Die Hard.
Christmas movies in July are stupid too.
See, you're the problem.
They're stupid. They come out in Christmas time.
You're the problem. Good movies can come out whenever they want.
Obviously-
Good games can come out whenever they want.
And this didn't come out as a good game either. I want to make that clear.
They.
Let's
I'm
let's
just
call a spade a
generali-
spade. Didn't
I'm just-
come out in a good manner.
I'm generalizing.
So
here.
not only so this game, you just said this game is fixed now, right?
I have not had any issues since they've run the updates.
It could have come out in October and not been broken.
That's true. It could have come out in
October,
September and not.
Friday,
Actually, it could have come
the
out in
13th.
August and not been broken.
But that would be stupid too. It needs to come out in Halloween.
It can come out whenever it wants.
Same thing for Until Dawn. Until Dawn would have sold double the copies if it had come out in October.
You don't know that. Oh, so it would have went from what, 2 to 4?
Yes. And hopefully, with their next one, the name's escaping me now. The
hospital one?
Yeah. What's that? Imposter something.
I don't think that's
whatever
right.
That's not it. The prequel to Until Dawn.
Yes. Just go with that.
It's got to come out in October.
It doesn't.
Now their
have
other
to.
one, Hidden Agenda, that can come out. That's fine. I think it comes out like next month or something.
Whenever.
That's fine. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a creepy game, but it's not a Halloween-y type game. But the Impatient.
Halloween.
That's the name of it. Impatient. That's the name, right?
I don't know.
The Impatient. It's got to come out in October. Or if you have your way, it'll come out February 13th.
That's fine.
Because that's when people love to be spooked.
The
around
day
Valentine's.
before the day before Valentine's Day. Perfect.
Yeah, the day of love. That's when people love
That
to
makes
be spooked.
that makes perfect sense to me. Then everybody can cuddle and be scared together.
It's
So
like
yeah, that works fine.
it's like someone just like you is running these companies.
Right.
That are disconnected from the people who play them.
Someone with half a brain here.
The Impatient. That's what it's called.
Okay. The Inpatient.
Should come out in October.
It won't.
Guess what? If it ain't ready this October, hold it till next year, Sony. We're not going anywhere.
No. Bring it up in January. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, January. Start the new year off with a spook. Fuck off, Sony. Put it out in October.
January.
They probably will. December 23rd. Oh, my God.
That'd be awesome. I would.
Oh, my God.
I'll be sure to call you if that happens.
Right.
I'm like, Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
I'll be sure to buy one and snap it in half because they're stupid. After I play it and beat it, because I loved Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Now it's time. That's all for the news. Now it's time for our favorite segment, and I say that based off of only my opinion. Gone but not forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past. We tell you about some old classics, some old gems, something that we used to rub one out to. And you guys can either check it out on YouTube or have fond memories of it or let us know what you thought. Or you can submit your own Gone But Not Forgotten by hitting us up on Twitter using the hashtag GBNF or emailing us podcast@gamestitch.com. This week it's Dan's turn.
It is my turn. In July of 1995...
Hope it's a Christmas game.
Developed by Natsumi, published by Natsumi, for the Super Nintendo, was Wild Guns. Wild Guns, it's a 1994 space western shooting gallery video game.
I remember Wild Guns.
You remember Wild Guns?
Mm-hmm. I didn't play it much, but I've seen it. I'm familiar with it.
Had that cyberpunk aesthetic to it, with the westerns, and you're fighting giant robots. It's set in the Wild West with both steampunk and sci-fi influences. It followed Annie and her bounty hunter friend Clint, and they were seeking revenge for the death of Annie's family. So you controlled either Annie or Clint, and all you did is you were in the foreground with the enemies in the background, kind of light gun-ish, duck hunt-ish. Mm-hmm. And you could sidestep, jump, dodge, and shoot. That was it.
That's all you need.
And that was all you needed. Mm-hmm. You could collect power-ups to have this, I think, bombs. There was like 5 bombs. Or you could hold up to 5 bombs, and each one like cleared the board of enemies. It had like 6 stages with, or no, 6 chapters with 3 stages each. It was really, really hard because it took a while to get the controls down, and because you used the D-pad. The D-pad moved the character, either dodge, sidestep, jump, whatever. Mm-hmm. But you had to hold down the shoot button in order to. Now the D-pad controlled the reticule on your gun, so you couldn't shoot and move at the same time. This game was hard. The learning curve on it was steep. For me, I should say for me. But I remember coming back to my room, or at that point I was in an apartment, I guess. So I came back to my apartment every day. And I just went to town with Wild Guns trying to get this shit. I never did beat it.
Went ham on Wild Guns.
I never did beat it, but I went ham trying, and I would get so angry at the stupid control scheme. It makes perfect sense. Well, I understand why they did it that way. It made perfect sense. It pissed me off to no end.
Games back then, because they were so expensive, had to be hard, though, because you had to be able to play them for a while.
Right. Oh, and I played it for a while.
Right.
Like a fucking
Now
idiot.
they can put a game out for $3, and if you breeze through it, it's fine.
Right. But
you can't do that back then.
But I've always liked the Wild West. Or the late 1800s period.
Space Wild West, right.
Well, I've always liked space stuff, and I've always liked cyberpunk. So it's always like, oh, this is like it's like they made this for me. Turns out they didn't, because they couldn't figure out the controls. I had fun with it, but this was the game that made me figure out that I like baby mode. Mm-hmm. I don't want my games to be super hard. I want to just play through my video games, because at this point I was working. This is the first game that I really had that was really, really difficult for me when I was like having to do adult things as an adult person of society, like go to work and pay bills and that kind of shit. Mm. And this is the game that made me. This is why it's gone but not forgotten, is because this is a game that changed my perspective, and I didn't want these things to be hard anymore. I wanted to use them to unwind and be easy and chill and feel like a badass, because I'm pretty pathetic in my real life at this point, and this makes me feel. These can make me get out of it and be the superhero. And
do you think it holds up?
No, it doesn't hold up in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't look good. The controls still sucked.
Right.
Yeah, it holds up. In no way does it hold up.
Okay.
But that's why this week's Gone But Not Forgotten, is because it shaped. This is the first major change of my gaming experience.
Right. Interesting. What was it called? I already forgot.
Wild Guns.
Wild Guns for Super Nintendo. This week's Gone But Not Forgotten. I started thinking about Wild West, and I started thinking about Will Smith.
Uh-huh. Then you start thinking about happiness. Then you start thinking about
Wild West.
Then you start thinking about After Earth and almost slit your own throat.
Yeah. And then I started thinking about concussions. And
reminds me, I watched back to back this week, I watched Roadhouse. No, yeah, back to back. I watched Point Break and Roadhouse, the original Point Break and Roadhouse. And I swear to God, I think Point Break is a prequel to Roadhouse.
But neither star Will Smith.
No, but it made me think of that because Patrick Swayze is like the Will Smith of his time.
Yeah, sorta.
But yeah, I do. I think that Point Break is a prequel to
Will
Roadhouse.
Will Smith is one of those guys who, like, he did it without, like, having to give in to, like, what the rap game was back then and what hip-hop was back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't rap about the same things as anybody else.
No, he did, like, raps for kids, or for teens. Like, parents just don't understand. And...
Right, yeah. When everyone else is talking about, like, weed and getting drunk, and he was like, oh, parents don't get it. And then, you know, the show was family friendly, and
mm-hmm.
then he becomes this big Hollywood actor where he still isn't, like, he's not playing, like, you know, pedophiles or anything. He's kept a pretty clean record.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
It's what he does. All right, it's time for the shout-outs. Remember, if you want to shout out, all you have to do is support us on patreon.com/GameStitch at the $10 shout-out tier, and we will give you a shout-out. Now, remember, if you don't provide us one, we'll provide one for you.
Yes, we will.
We're not one of those shitty, like, companies that you're like, oh, well, you didn't give us one, so you just don't get one. No.
You still get one. It just gets to be whatever we want.
Yeah, it's just we just give you a voice because you didn't give us one, and that's fine. It doesn't make any difference to us, and we hope that you enjoy it. But this week's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need some music. I think we need to fade in some music right now. Something soft and gentle. You should know this is a different week for shout-outs.
It is. Do I need to...
No, I'm gonna bring some music in here.
I will always love you.
That's really pretty, and that's gonna be good with that music I'm gonna lay behind it. It's gonna be soft and gentle right now, just like this podcast. We're gonna slow it down. Slow it down. So this is a very special shout out.
Yes, it is.
The shout out's from Garrett Wade. And it's special. Well, you know what? I'm going to read the shout out, and I think you'll understand. My wife and I will be bringing a new gamer into this world.
Oof.
I love you, Mama Bear. #PregnantGamers.
Congrats, guys.
So, player 2 getting ready, or 3, I guess, however you want to look at that.
At that point, it's player 3, I think, because they both play.
Right.
So,
entering the world, and that's awesome news. That's right. We couldn't be more excited. Now, there are some rules and regulations with this announcement. They're not making this publicly known other than this podcast because they're pretty confident that the people that they don't want to know yet don't listen to this podcast.
Yes.
So if you would like to send them well wishes, we ask that you send them through this podcast so you don't accidentally fuck up.
Yeah.
I know you can DM, stuff like that, but people make mistakes. So if you'll just send them to us, podcast@gamestitch.com. Don't do it through Twitter. podcast@gamestitch.com. We will read your messages to Garrett and to Tanya if you have well wishes for them.
Yes.
So that's super huge news. We're really excited.
Yeah, it is.
And baby
that's
Gamestitch.
Pretty neat. Baby Gamester just put his quarters up.
No, Baby Gamestitch.
Baby Gamestitch?
Yeah.
What?
Yep. Just name it that.
You just had to make it about you, didn't you?
Gamestitch Wade. I think it's got a ring to it.
Baby Gamestitch?
Gamestitch Wade?
Oh, yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I think so too.
Don't do that, guys. That's horrible.
I mean, we're a family though, so I think it's okay.
We are a family.
It's okay then.
But I think we can just be Uncle Gamestitch.
GSW. I
think we can just be Uncle Gamestitch. That's probably better.
That sounds like we're taking him in the closet, him or her, and I don't want to do that.
GSW. Yeah, great. Yeah, that's code for gunshot wound. So there.
No,
how about we don't do that?
Gamestitch Wade. We still got the soft music playing in the background.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, it's still going. I'm not going to stop
Maybe you should have turned it off at this point.
It's a huge deal, and we're super excited for you.
It is. We're super excited. We're super happy for you guys. Congratulations.
Yep, hope everything works out, and it's safe, and everything is good all the way through.
And its name isn't Gamestitch.
And we can be a part of it however we can, because we are super excited.
Yep. Anything you need.
And our next shout out, Dan's going to take care of. It's coming from Thomas Barfield.
Well, our next shout out is from Thomas Barfield, and Thomas didn't actually send one in this week. I think he's been pretty busy with work, because I actually haven't seen him on too much. So he may be busy with work, on vacation, something like that. Who knows? But
maybe he's Xboxing it up.
However, his shout out this week from Thomas Barfield is congratulations to the Wades on their wonderful news.
That's crazy. His shout out was something he didn't even know yet.
It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like future proofing.
That's what we do.
You just give a shout out in case something happens.
Right. Bases covered.
Now I'm gonna slowly right now. Thank you for that, Thomas. I'm gonna slowly fade out this soft music.
Okay.
Right now it's happening.
Okay.
I mean, you can't hear it, but it's happening. That is the biggest and best shout out section we've ever done.
Oh, without a doubt.
Not just with the news, but with that soft music and your singing.
I have the voice of an angel. I know.
Yeah, I know you've been told that before, but you do. And I think that was a solid section. Maybe we move that up front, put it in the middle, and we keep it at the end so it plays 3 times.
Oh! That might be overkill.
But seriously, congratulations to both of you. Thomas, hope to see you soon.
Yep.
And keep on keeping on. If you want to support us at that tier, $10, patreon.com/Gamestitch. Gamestitch Wade, that is. Yeah. If you want to follow me on the social medias, I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan, and together we are at Game_Stitch.
Uncle Gamestitch.
You can always find us there.
We'll be Uncle Gamestitch there. That's better.
Yeah, Uncle Gamestitch is a really good Twitter. Maybe we should get that just to send absurd stuff out. Anything inappropriate won't go on the normal
the
one.
The official Gamestitch podcast is from Uncle Gamestitch. Because he's the guy who can get away with the crap.
Yeah, because you're like, he's my uncle. I didn't pick him. He's my uncle.
Uncle Gamestitch. You only talk to him because you have to invite him to Thanksgiving.
Yeah. He was creepy when I'm little. He's creepy now. I can't help the things he says. He's always offensive. He's slightly racist. He's Uncle Gamestitch. It's not a bad idea. Maybe a new show. Thanks for your support either way. Thanks for listening to this podcast. Remember to rate us. 5 stars on iTunes would be greatly appreciated. And subscribe anywhere that you listen to make sure that you get this podcast as early as humanly possible.
Indeed.
And if there's birthdays out there, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Somebody's always got a birthday, right?
Usually, yeah. Well, yeah, everybody has a birthday, actually.
There's a birthday every day, so happy birthday. Happy birthday. And we're covering a week's worth because we won't record for another week. So if your birthday hits, happy birthday.
So we hit all of you.
Yeah. All right, it's been episode 238.
238 in the books.
I remembered the episode twice.
You did. Mind blown.
In this show.
You must have got some sleep last night.
A little more than usual, but I'm feeling on point,
Feeling good.
Sometimes you show up and you score 60 points. Like, it's just everything went right.
When does that happen?
I mean, people that are good at basketball.
Oh, it doesn't ever happen to me.
Yeah. You don't ever have just a good day where you're like, I'm nailing it?
No. No, not unless it's by choice.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's by choice. I brought my A game.
But
brought my bucket of give a damn.
No, it doesn't come down to real life. It comes down to, cool, I made a choice today that I don't have to go to work and I can just sit here and play video games for 8 hours.
Oh.
That's that.
You ever go to work and you're like, man, I'm nailing it today?
No. I nail it every day.
Shit. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm good at what I do.
Dan nails it every day.
Every day.
That'd be a good shirt, too. Dan nails it hard.
Every day.
That's too much. Just Dan nails it hard.
Dan nails it
Use
hard.
your imagination. Use your imagination for what he's nailing hard.
Do whatever you want with it.
His job. His PS4 time. In the kitchen.
His life.
Whatever. Life. Nailing that life real hard. This has been episode 238. Thanks, everybody. And good night.
Over and out. Good night.